years, I've practically been holding the channel down on my own. If it wasn't for me, the channel wouldn't be where it is today. And if it wasn't for me, the channel would have died a long time ago. But I'm not holding grudges, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that me and him are beefing, nothing like that. We're not beefing at all.
Oh my God, stop your fucking lying.
I'm gonna say this, you're not gonna put all the blame on me, man. It's not all my fault. One day in 4 years, I was never able to meet up. Yes, you know, I did fall off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I did fall off. Now there is this one time when we did try meeting up. It was after all this stuff, we sat down, we talked and everything, we tried meeting up. But the thing is, he never gets back to me. If you want to see me and Chris work out again, let him know. If you want to see us do videos together, tell him.
Past 2 years, I've been running the channel by myself. Fact number 2, there's over 1,200 videos on the POG channel. 92% of them are starring Chris Jones. Fact number 3, this nigga started a cut a year ago. He still ain't cut. Fact number 4, every time it's time to get paid on the 1st, he sure gets his cut, even though he did no work. As far as POG goes, I'm not sure, man. It might be the end of POG.
What's up, all my devil dogs? It's your boy, Sean Ollie, strength.corp.general. In case you've been under a rock from YouTube Fitness the last few days, there's, I guess, a beef going on right now between Vince G and Chris Jones of Physiques of Greatness. And I was getting some messages in my inbox on Facebook, on Instagram, and Twitter. I was getting DM'd asking what my opinion was. So I decided to make a quick video, being that I've been a fan since 2012 when they pretty much started the channel. And I just wanted to get my perspective on things and have anybody who's a subscriber or anybody who's viewing this video see my opinion and see my view of things. Now, how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna take the perspective of Vince, take the perspective of Chris, and then give you the perspective as a fan, and then you guys can leave comments below and let me know what you guys think about the situation. Okay, so let's start off with Vince. If I'm in the perspective of Vince, here's where Vince is right. Now, if the story he told about him pretty much being left in the dark pretty much whenever Chris wanted to work out, he would change times, not notify him, or that he got angry or whatever when he didn't want to record. If those stories hold true, which Chris says they don't, then I can kind of see where Vince is kind of hurt a little bit, just because if it's somebody like, say, me or somebody else meeting up with Chris, where, let's be real, chances are, like, to work out with Chris, I mean, he's basically YouTube famous. So to get the chance to work out with him, yeah, you're gonna be flexible because he is a busy guy. If you watch his full day of eating episodes or whatever, he's a busy fucking guy. But if that story isn't true, then truthfully, Vince, I don't know why he's making up these stories. But I would say that Vince is right, and Chris should still treat him, that's his boy, so he should treat him with the utmost respect, regardless if, you know, whatever's going on between the two. Now, where Vince is wrong is, well, one, you shouldn't be taking money, homeboy. Like, there's no way in hell that you can live. I don't know how the hell you sleep at night taking 100 G's away from a guy who's putting in all the work and pretty much just paying you just because you helped start it. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. You know, I don't know any other job where you can take 2 years off and they still gonna pay you and pay you 6 figures at that. I mean, that obviously is a fact because we know Vince fell off for a while, and that's very, very fucked up in my opinion, and I can see why that would upset Chris. So that's the perspective of Vince. Now let's go to the perspective of Chris. Now, if I'm Chris, here's where Chris is right. Chris is right in being upset that Vince called him out, being that Chris had been carrying the channel for 2 years, and then he decided to branch off and do his own thing, and that's when Vince kind of came back into the picture, and it's kind of shady. People have been talking about it in the comments. Chris has noticed it, obviously, and has just kept his mouth shut. But it's very fucked up that, you know, when your partner decides to do things on his own because he's been working 2 years and paying you at that to pretty much not do anything, that you get upset and then you start making videos, which Vince, I mean, honestly speaking, I'm not a Vince hater at all. I'm a fan of both, but the quality of his videos, some of them are just, I mean, like, really, dude, like, what happened to the great ass editing we used to see on the old POG videos? Like, we know you're capable of better. You should be giving better. Like, when I put a video up on my channel, I'm not putting it out unless it's a good A1 quality video. Vince, on the other hand, is just putting shit out because he wants that paycheck, and that's a damn shame. That's just my perspective. Maybe that's not, but that's what it looks like, okay? Now, where Chris is wrong, I would say this, because both parties have their rights and their wrongs, okay? But where Chris is wrong is, I don't care if you had a handshake or whatever. In my opinion, Chris kind of enabled Vince to act the way he is and become the leeching nerd that everybody calls him, just for the fact that if I'm getting paid 100 G's and I'm not doing anything, but every month I'm getting these checks, it's not really a motivation to get back on the grind. And in my opinion, I know Chris didn't want to break his contract with Vince because, you know, his handshake contract or whatever, but when Vince started to deviate and really fall off or whatever, Chris should have been like, hey man, look, you got 3 months to get your shit together, or we're gonna have to renegotiate this, because a contract comes with premises. That contract, that handshake was on the premise that Vince and Chris were gonna be splitting the work 50-50. Once Chris started doing 100% of the work, that contract is null and void, in my opinion, especially if it's just a fucking handshake. If it was me, I wouldn't play that shit. But Chris, I mean, he's obviously a man of his word. If he keeps paying them, I don't think it was the smartest business decision. I guess he was just trying to help his friend. But at the end of the day, that was definitely enabling Vince to do what he was doing. From the perspective of a fan, because let's be honest, we're all fans of POG. We've all been watching it. They have over 690,000 subscribers, almost 700,000. They probably would have had damn near over 1 million had Vince not fell off. They're one of the most popular YouTube channels out. I mean, not even just right now, but for the past 3 years, they've been one of the most popular. But speaking as a fan, I would really like to see them rectify things, just because, I mean, think back to the days, everybody loves old school POG. Everybody's always talking about OG POG, you know, back when it was Chris and Vince and they were doing the Ask POGs, back when they did the little response video to Ian McCarthy and they started getting subscribers, back when they did, you know, they were going to expos, back when they were working out together, posing together, just really, you know, you could see that they had a genuine friendship in the camaraderie, and it was a true iron brothership. And I mean, just the things they were doing, you know, they were boys, you know, and to see a friendship like that deteriorate after you pretty much watch it for 4 years, it's kind of sad. You know, it's kind of sad, especially being a fan. And I would love to see the situation rectified, just like I'm sure a lot of other people would. You know, but I guess it's very hard unless those two come together, hash things out. But even then, in my honest opinion, because Vince fell off and because this whole thing kind of spiraled out of control, it's going to be very hard for Chris to trust that Vince is going to stay there. You know, who's to stop him from, if something else comes up, he falls off again. To rebuild that trust is going to take a long time if they decide to do it. But I would love to see it, because I don't know about you guys, but one of the things I miss the most we all miss that. I'm pretty sure we all miss that. I miss that. You miss that. The American people, and even the people over in the UK and Australia, because they are worldwide, they all miss that shit too. So I really hope that they can rectify the situation. I hope it's not the end of POG. If it is, well, Chris has got a new channel. Vince, I don't know if he's gonna post on his Swole Nerd channel, but I'll still follow them both, because I have respect for, you know, the motivation they gave me, not only to start working out and to really hone my, you know, my skills as, I guess, a lifter and also as a personal trainer. I'm a fan of both, man. They've really inspired me over the years, and I would really hate to see it come to an end. But it is what it is. That's how it is in life sometimes. That's my take on the situation, guys. If you like the video, be sure to comment below. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm really hoping and I'm really pulling for POG. So, hey man, maybe share this video. Maybe Chris and Vince will see it and decide to hash things out. But anyways, y'all, don't forget the orders. Subscribe and share. Like and comment. Until next time, my devil dogs. Dismissed.
Drug schemes of mad cream could be a sad scene when you go to that extreme. Triple beam dreams and drug schemes of mad cream could be a sad scene when you go to that extreme.